Is it just me or are my posters slanted? Maybe it's the chair that I'm using for fucking...
Are you ready?
Hey guys, Christian X and welcome to this video. Crush Banooca. Never let me try to make a Crash Banooca joke again. About a year ago, I looked at the first Crash Bandicoot game on Game Boy Advance, and I completely forgot my thoughts on it, so that makes today interesting, as I'll go into its sequel, fresh and new and ready to cry, maybe. That wasn't a very informative intro, huh? Anyway, we're gonna be taking a look at Crash 2 N-Tranced, which is a sequel, and boy is it gonna be No, why am I gonna do another pun with that shit? So the game begins in hyperspace, which is basically space on sugar, and Uka Uka is scolding N-Tropy for failing him. So N-Tropy says he has a plan, and... I'm playing the game now. Okay. So much like the last GBA Crash game, this one is side-scrolling, and as far as I can remember, it plays just like the first one. I don't recall the slide, body slam, and double jump being beginning moves, but I'm not complaining. Oh, okay, I guess we're just doing the story during the level. So as it turns out, N-Tropy has hired... Are you fucking serious?
Look, it's a giant talking egg!
So this hard-boiled villain is named N-Tranced, and he's a master of hypnotism. Coco and Crunch, who I guess is a good guy, I really don't recall, are captured through space and time, and Crash is even almost caught himself. However, something goes wrong, and... I think they got the wrong one. So the three are hypnotized to work for them, and Crash has to save them. Crash and Aku have found their way into hyperspace as well, because of course they did. Plot convenience allows for it anyway. Now, there won't be too many spoilers, technically, mostly because I don't have the desire to do most of those levels again. I raged way too much to really bother with them. In fact, I'm even unsure about doing the same thing with Insane Trilogy, and I have no idea if it's due to the control scheme or just because there's mild validity as to why they call Crash Bandicoot the Dark Souls of platformers. 3D platformers to be specific. Although it always was that hard regardless of what you call it. Though that doesn't mean it's bad by any means. It's just hard. Okay, turns out our first level isn't your standard fare platformer, but rather a waterboard section. Water skiing. Did I say waterboarding? I meant water skiing. You basically have to avoid grass, seagulls, and a shark that will eat you up. Also blockades. By the way, if you ever want to question the validity of my gaming skills, it wasn't until either the third or fourth world that I had learned that I could boost by pressing B. That could have saved me a lot of headaches. However, something I don't like about these special sections is the momentum, and maybe it's because I was forced to emulate this and was using an Xbox One controller, but moving around in these sections feels very slippery. Or is the term floating? It's something about the momentum. For example, in the sections of the platforming levels where I ride a magic carpet, I merely tapped the down button and I went flying down, and it didn't happen as often, but it was definitely a bit jarring. Sometimes the controls weren't as responsive in some bits, but to be fair, those were the raging moments I had, and that was likely due to failed timing on my end. Although to be unfair, I pressed it to jump and also to spin, you marsupial fuck! By the way, in relation to magic carpet ride from earlier, well, the themes of the first game's platforming levels were largely jungle and space. This game's level themes are largely Arabian and Egyptian. And also Hawaiian. Or at least Tropical Island. Caribbean? Travel base? I don't know. Wait. Atmosphere? The fuck is that? I have made a terrible mistake. Is that Crash in a T-pose in a ball? Little cage ball? Little goddamn cage ball that dies one fucking name with no magic master protection? Oh, I'm not kidding. You don't get any protection in this one. Aside from the checkpoint boxes, you have to do this without dying, and various placements in nitro boxes, barrels, and laser fences were just agonizing. I'm amazed I got the gem on the first one of these. By the way, bit of a tip. For the most part, hold the A button down because, again, There's otherwise a lot of momentum in this one that will get you X. The boss battles will of course have challenge, but it is truly best to go in prepared with Aku Aku at level 2 really. Although I'm sure it's all about memorization, maybe, I don't know. Crunch's boss battle is rather simple. You dodge his blasts and the nitro crates, wait for him to get him from behind, shoot him when his shield is down, rinse and repeat, and you snap him out of it as a result. Now, wasn't there a game where something similar to this happened that I probably played before? Maybe? I don't know. Oh yeah! Klonoa! I need to get back to playing that game again, and Namco, whoever the guys that are owning Klonoa, really needs to make another one post-haste. It's technically been like 2 generations if you count like the Wii U and Switch as separate generations. Come on! So, wait, now Crunch is manning the Atmosphere? But why even have a level of that specific thing for Crunch before you even get Crunch and have Crash do it the first one if he's just gonna do it the whole time? Hell, even Aku says it's one of Crash's favorite toys, so don't tease the poor kid, you prick! By the way, Crash must be some sort of masochist if that is one of his favorite toys. Sheesh. By the way, again, the music is the same for each theme, but to be fair, there's good tracks here. My fave is the Egyptian one, personally. A Bandicoot, pilot in a helicopter, backpack. This is the future liberals want, and... it's alright. Just it can be a bit finicky, but that's just my saltiness talking if anything. It's alright, I guess. Coco's boss battle utilizes it, and you basically dodge rockets and also lasers. Hit her 3 times, and boom, your sister can go back to being Deviant Father. And I have found no clear answer as to how old she is, and that honestly makes me quite worried, to be honest. Oh, good lord, these ropes. You can't exactly climb them in that you have to jump up them. If you go too high on them, tapping down literally launches you downward. Momentum BS again. Jumping across doesn't result in the best job done. Then you have scorpions on that damn rope, and I don't know, I didn't notice before. You can go across ropes with no issues, thankfully pressing B in the direction you want to go. I feel like I should read the manuals for these games, if anything, because the game never told me any of this. Oh, that reminds me, the manuals were the best part of the games in the past. Like, so colorful, vibrant, and just informative as fuck. Nowadays, there's either no manual, or it's just the terms and conditions with controls slapped on it, and everything is just taught in a tutorial. I mean, what if I stop playing the game for ages, and then come back to it with no idea what the controls are? What about then, huh? Fucking put the manuals back in! Do it like with goddamn Shantae. Do it goddamn Shantae. Shantae Ultimate Dish. Fucking Ultimate Dish. Had goddamn manuals. The edition, the color book and such. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's perfect. It's got the controls. It's got the informants. It's got everything. It's beautiful. Even if it's small, it's beautiful. Put back the manuals. What was I doing? And Coco's even got her own level now. All 2 of them. Flying through space and through specific speed boost holes, even though you can get a speed boost by pressing B. I guess they predicted the future, huh? The boss battle against fake Crash was what really got me upset though. Because he's fake you, he copies all of your movements. You don't have any mask? Well, fuck you, you're gonna get screwed. You gotta lure him into the spikes. Oh, but be careful, because a random fucking brick can kill you out of fucking nowhere. Like, how is this fair? How is this fucking fair? I guess they ran out of money for this part. Well, I died. You know what that means? More grind! You know, I'd speed up the grinding bits and add in the funny bits with the yay, I wanna die and all that. But I don't think anyone even remembers that from my Metroid Fusion review, and probably didn't even like that joke as far as I know. So let's just skip over to the ending, shall we? Having saved Crash's 2 friends and his bootleg Japanese toy copy, seriously though, that's what Fake Crash is based on, look it up, it's actually pretty interesting. Crash then faces N-Tranced, and, you know, I'm not entirely seeing why people find this boss great. It's 2 phases, with the first phase having the egg dish jumping around and launching his chain claw at you, and the other phase having him fly around, shoot bullets at you, and you gotta spin him to where Fake Crash can hard boil him in lava. There are some bullet hell bits, but you can actually stay in one spot and not get hit at all. Having beaten N-Tranced, Entropy makes run for it, and Aku then points out that we can only go after him by collecting all of the gems, not just the crystals. Yeah, how about we don't do that, okay? Okay, goodbye. Oh, that's right, I gotta do the outro bit. You know what, let's not do that, and instead let me go to therapy and... Okay, it's not that bad, and I'm gonna do my best to look at this positively at least. I don't want to have another Sonic CD mishap. The game can get hard, but it's best that you go into it prepared, with knowledge on the control scheme. Speaking of the control scheme, it is good, I just didn't know a few tricks that would have made it a bit easier for me. Again, it's from an age where you didn't have a tutorial for everything and had to rely on the manual. Regardless, I think the game is a decent 2-hour distraction, perfect for the usual Crash fan. Whereas, I personally need to acquire this taste. Honestly, I don't know if I'll even try for all the crates in the Insane Trilogy with all the gems and all the time relics and all that. I mean, that's gotta take days to get that freaking good, especially with how you gotta do it all without dying in the Crash 1 during the levels. Hell, I don't even know if that's the case with Crash 2 and 3, and at least those games have power-ups to make it easier for you. And further... I feel better now. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, click the like button to show your support, and you can subscribe for more. Click any of the cards and such to check out the videos there and whatnot. You can also check out my social medias in the description below, and please remember to stay awesome. Bye-bye!